Hello students, how are you all? I hope you all are fine, okay, and staying safe at home. So, in previous video we had studied about chapter first computer hardware and software. Today we will study about a new chapter, that is chapter 2 computer memory. Okay, today we will study about the chapter 2 computer memory. See here, let's start. Computer memory. What is computer memory? Do you know what is computer memory? Computer memory is the storage space in the computer. What is computer memory? Computer memory is the storage space in the computer. We have a storage space in a computer. That storage space is known as a computer memory. Whereas data is to be processed and instructions required for processing are stored. Whatever the instructions are given by the users and the computer is processed, that data and instructions, each and everything is required, or everything is to be required for as a stored in a computer memory. Clear? So computer memory is classified into two types. Okay, plus computer memory is classified into two types, that is primary memory and second one is secondary memory. I am repeating again, memory is the storage capacity of a computer. In computer memory is the storage capacity of a computer. Okay, so computer memory is capable of storing all the data and informations temporarily basis or permanently. It can be stored the data and information temporarily or permanently. So I will classify, it is classified into two types, primary memory, secondary memory. So first we will going to study about the primary memory. What is primary memory? What is primary memory? Primary memory is the main memory which is predefined in a computer. Okay, primary memory is the main memory of a computer. It is already predefined in a computer. It is where data, instructions and informations are stored while a computer functions. Whenever the computer functions, it is where the data, instructions and informations are already stored in that memory. Okay, see here, however it has limited storage capacities. It has, primary memory has a limited storage capacity, so it is also known as the internal memory. That's why it is also known as the internal memory. Why it is known as the internal memory? Because it has limited storage capacity. So primary memory is of two types. Primary memory is also of two types. First one is RAM and second one is ROM. RAM stands for random access memory. RAM stands for random access memory and ROM stands for read only memory. Okay, ROM stands for read only memory. See, so first we will going to study about there is a flow chart on primary memory. Just look at it. There is a flow chart on primary memory. See here, in primary memory we have two types, RAM and ROM. I already tell you, the RAM stands for random access memory and ROM stands for read only memory. You see here, in RAM is also divided of two types, that is SRAM and DRAM. SRAM and DRAM. And ROM is divided into three parts, that is PROM. ROM having three types, that is PROM, EPROM and EEPROM. Okay, I am repeating again. RAM is divided in two types, that is SRAM and DRAM. And ROM is divided into three parts, that is PROM and EPROM and EEPROM. Okay, clear? So here, see here, first I will explain you random access memory, that is RAM. In short form we say RAM. RAM stores the data, instructions and informations temporarily. Okay? RAM stores the data, instructions and information temporarily. It means whatever the data or instructions and informations given to the computer by the user, it is saved in temporarily basis in RAM. It is saved in temporarily basis in RAM. When you turn off the computer, the information and data stored in this memory is lost. Till when the computer is on, we are working on a computer, all the data and information whatever given by the user is saved in a computer. When once the work is finished, work is completed, what will be the happen? When when we shut down the computer, all these data, instructions and informations are saved in computer, that is in temporarily basis. So each and every information and data should be lost. When the computer is off, all the data, instructions, informations are lost. Why? Because it is saved in temporarily basis. Temporary basis. See here, then when a computer starts, the operating system begins loading into RAM. When we start the computer, the operating system begins loading into RAM. Means operating system is started loading into RAM. Any software that runs on a computer also get loaded into RAM. Any software that runs on a computer also gets loaded into RAM. Whatever the software that runs on a computer also gets loaded into RAM. See here, the software that we have already run into the computer, each and every software that is loaded into the RAM. It is called random access memory. It is called random access memory. For CPU accesses the memory in a random manner. Whatever is loaded, that is random access memory. For CPU accesses the memory is a random manner. If we connect to the CPU access, it is what? When we look at the access of related to the CPU, the memory is in a random manner. The memory is in a random manner. So it is called read and write memory. So that's why it is called read and write memory. So it is called read and write memory because information can be read from it and data can also be written or stored on it. Why it is known as read and write memory? Because whatever the informations are there, we can read it, and whatever the data can be written or stored on it. That's why it is known as the read and write memory. So come see here. There is to understand the functioning of RAM, remember how a blackboard and a calculator works. Suppose to understand the functionings of a RAM, remember how two blackboards and a calculator work. By remembering the work of blackboards and calculators, you can understand the functioning of a RAMs. Every time new data and information is written on these, whenever we are using the blackboard, we are writing some information, then you can able to read and write that information, but then the old one is erased forever. But again we want to write more in data and information, any instructions, then a teacher has erased the whole board and then write it again the another information. So that's why it is related to a RAM. Okay, that's why it is known as the read and write memory. Okay, clear to this much all of you? Very good. Then come to the next one, that is read only memory. That is next one is what? Read only memory. Read only memory short form is ROM. ROM. That is read only memory. In read only memory, see here, Read-only memory is a type of memory from which you can only read the information stored in it. In read-only memory, it is a type of memory in which we can read the information that is stored it. Whatever the information stored it, we can read it. Okay, that we can read it anytime whenever we want, but cannot write on it. But if we cannot write on it, we cannot be read, only we can read in RAM. But in RAM we can read and write. That means the instructions stored in ROM cannot be changed. If we can only read, not write, it means why? Why? Because it means that the instructions stored in ROM cannot be changed. Whatever the instructions we have stored in RAM, we can change it because it is saved as a temporary basis. But in ROM, whatever the instructions is stored in ROM, it cannot be changed. It cannot be changed. Why it cannot be changed? Because the information is permanently stored in it. Why? Because in ROM the information is, whatever the data, instructions or information is given, it is permanently stored. So I think this much is clear to all of you. See here, data and instructions stored in ROM are not lost even when the power is turned off. Whatever the data and instructions stored in ROM, it cannot be lost even when the power is turned off. Suppose we are working on a computer in ROM, whatever the data and instructions we are given, that should be saved in the ROM permanently. So if the computer is switched off or if the computer is turned off, then also we have whatever the data instruction we have given, that is already stored in the computer. It is stored in a ROM memory. It cannot be lost. Whenever we want that information, we can get it. Therefore it is known as non-volatile memory. That's why it is known as the non-volatile memory. Okay, clear? Why? Because if the computer is switched off, if the computer is turned off, then also we cannot lost our data and instruction which is stored in ROM. But in RAM, if we see, if the computer is turned off, we can lost all the data and instructions or information. So this is that's why this is ROM, that is read-only memory, is also known as non-volatile memory. This is also known as non-volatile memory. So there are three types of ROM we have. We have three types of ROMs. Types of ROMs in this, we have three types, that is PROM, then EPROM, and then EEPROM. Okay. See here, in the first type, that is PROM, the content of the memory can be modified by a programmer only once. In PROM, the content of the memory can be modified by a programmer only once. It means whatever the contents given in it should be there in a memory can be modified by a programmer only one time. Only one time the programmer can be modified the contents of the memory, not more than that, only one time. Clear? Next is come to next, that is EPROM. EPROM. Okay. In EPROM, this is programmable read-only memory. This is programmable. Read-only memory. Data can be read and rewritten on it. In EPROM, it is a programmable read-only memory. It means we can read only we can able to read. Data can be read and rewritten on it. How many times you want, that much times the data can be read and rewritten on it. In this, data can be erased it and you want to rewritten again, you can be rewritten. So this is the read only memory. Clear? Same data should be rewritten. Same again, whatever it is erased, again it is rewritten. It should not be changed. It could not be changed. So next one, that is third types of ROM, that is EEPROM. That is EEPROM. This is a programmable read only memory. This is programmable read only memory on which data can be read or rewritten using an electrical charger. In EEPROM, this is a programmable read. This is also a programmable read only memory, but on which data can be erased or rewritten using an electrical charger. In this the data can be erased or rewritten with the help of electrical charge. So I am repeating again these three types. ROM has three types, that is PROM, EPROM and EEPROM. In PROM, the memory can be modified by a programmer at only one time once, and in EPROM, it is a programmable read only memory. Data can be erased and rewritten on it. And in EEPROM, the programmable read only memory on which data can be erased or rewritten using an electrical charge. So by this I am ending my class today. In next video I will explain you the remaining part. So thanking you. At last, that's have you completed chapter first in your fair copy? Have you completed chapter first in your fair copy? If not, then please complete it in a good manner. And the hygiene should be good of your copies. Clear? So please be concentrate on your study at home. Stay home. Don't go here and there outside of the home. Save yourself with corona and be concentrate on your study. Thanking you. Bye. So I see you all.